Well, hello, it's Kathy and Ruby Renfield, and in this ride we are actually continuing on from the previous week's video where we went to Mangrove Mountain and we had a little break there, and we weren't actually planning to ride any further than that. We were just going to turn around and go back, but Sam had suggested we carry on to Wiseman's Ferry and catch the ferry over, which was a very exciting idea for me because I've never been on a ferry with a motorbike. So we agreed, yes, let's do that. So this is that continuation on. It was a bit more windy, I think, this section than the previous section. A bit of road work here where they were fixing the road, so traffic lights stopped you at one end and vice versa because there was only one lane, but that didn't keep us there for very long. It was quite cold in this section of riding, so we got to the other spot at around lunchtime and had a little snack. I had some potato, well, I call them potato cakes, but I think you call them something else, potato scallops or something like that. I grew up on the border of New South Wales and Victoria, and I think Victorians call them potato cakes, and New South Wales people call them potato scallops. Anyway, besides the point, I had those. They're significantly more expensive than when I used to buy them after school. We used to get 3 for 25 cents from the fish and chip shop at the end of the street that our school was in, and they were delicious. You can't get them like that anymore, unfortunately, and they're significantly more expensive. But anyway, it was lovely, and we had a little break. And so this part of the ride, as I said, is heading down to Wiseman's Ferry. I was a little bit worried about whether I'd be able to get Ruby Renfield onto the ferry. I've watched lots of YouTube clips from overseas where people take big ferries, from the UK over to France and other places. But those are big ones where you drive into the boat and you hook up your motorbike and you kind of wander around on deck while you're making the ferry crossing. The Wiseman's ferry crossing is not like that at all. It's like a barge. You drive on, you stay in your car or on your bike, turn your engine off and putt across the river. So I don't know why I was so nervous about it, but I was a little bit nervous about it. In other news, the pannier bags for Ruby, I think I mentioned, arrived. I fitted them on today, so you need to pop the seat, because obviously on the Vespa the seat pops up, and the two bags are connected together by Velcro, and you just lay them over the space where the seat is and then pop the seat down, and that kind of keeps them in place. So I put a couple of pillows inside the bags to just sort of plump them up a bit, and so I could get a better idea of what they would look and feel like. And they sit there fine, no issues at all. I guess my only concern is that they sit flush against Rosie's back panels, and that means when I'm riding along they're going to rub, and if any stones flick up underneath between the bag and Rosie, then that's going to scratch because the friction will scratch her paintwork. So my partner had suggested that maybe I get a film put on it. I don't know what they're called, but I know, when people get their cars wrapped, you can get something similar. I could get something similar and temporary and put it on her back end, a clear one, and then when I get back take it off again. So I may look at that option. I'll need to speak to some people and see what they think. Most of the panniers that I've seen are a similar kind of style, and the ones that I brought only cost $70. So anyway, I will see about the protective sticky thing and decide what to do after that, but it's a good start. I did think I could just separate the bags and maybe just take one, because I already have a bag on the back of Rosie Vesperina that's quite big, and it has an expander pants zipper on it to make it even bigger. So maybe just with that and one of the pannier bags attached to it, that might work, because the existing bag sits on a bracket, not on the back of the seat, so I still have space on the back of the seat where I can attach a bag. So maybe that's the other solution. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on that. I mean, we're not doing the ride until March next year, so plenty of time. I do like to get things sorted early though, because the year just zooms. I know I say this all the time, but it's very pretty along here. Every ride that I do, I say it's very pretty, but it is. Look how beautiful and lush it is. And to our far left is the river, and some property. So I think the properties and then the river, and it's just lovely, and the colours are lovely at this time of year. Our riding order since we set off from the cafe is Marie in front, then myself, and then Sam behind me this time, instead of me being at the rear. Now, in other news, I've had a little bit of a moment with my laptop, with my MacBook Air, and it has meant that I had to wipe it and restart the machine from scratch without any software on it apart from the operating system. So it's taken me a little while to get all of that set up, but it also meant that I accidentally deleted some of the video footage that I wanted to keep to make this video and the next one. So I have been faffing around with memory cards and little portable solid state drives to put files on, and oh, holy dolly, it's been a lot. My hard drive on this laptop is only 2 terabyte, and of course when I'm making the videos I'm taking up a lot of space with those, so I don't really think I need the raw videos once I have made a video. So I think what I'll do is make the video, delete the raw, and just keep the MP4, is that right? MP4 file, and obviously upload that up to the internet. So that's been a bit funky. The other thing that's been really frustrating for all of my videos is that what I see when I'm editing in Premiere Pro, that's the program that I edit the videos in, what I see when I'm editing does not match what it looks like once it goes up on YouTube. So it looks okay, it looks fine on YouTube, but it does look a little more washed out, and the blacks are a little bit light, like there's not a lot of depth to them, there's not a lot of contrast. So I've been doing some Googling research on that, and there are a couple of things that were recommended. One was to change a setting in I think it was under File Project Settings, and under Colour in there, so I made that change. And the other suggestion was to apply this particular conversion LUT before you put any other sort of LUT over the top of it. So I capture the video in log, so it's washed out when I take it off the camera, but then I edit it and adjust the colours and use a LUT, but I don't put a base LUT on it. So I've done those two things this time. So one, the change to the colour settings for the project, and also a conversion LUT before the other LUT goes on top of it. Whew, that's a lot. So we'll see how that goes. I just want a little bit more richness, so that it more accurately represents what I'm seeing when I'm riding. So we'll see how that goes. There's a lot of things that I'm thinking about when I'm riding these twisty roads. One of them is, it's quite dark in this section here, isn't it? I think because of the all of the trees and what have you. So the two things that I'm thinking about, or probably more than two, is the line that I'm taking when I'm taking the corner, and also keeping in mind on the corners where it has the suggested speed to go round the corner, what the instructor had said to me quite a while ago, that those suggested speeds are to ensure that you can see 5 seconds in front of you and around the bend. So I try to keep those two things in my mind when I'm riding around the twisties. And most of the time it works pretty well. I don't often feel like I'm taking the corners too fast. Oh, look at this street, or part of the road, sorry. How beautiful with those trees on the left hand side there. Glorious. It's a quintessential road, isn't it? Look at that. Beautiful autumn colours. Oh, that was a bit of a bump there. I've got sidetracked. So those are the things that I'm thinking about when I'm taking the corners. The other thing about taking the corners is just, and I've said before in the other videos, is trying to decide what gear I should be in when I'm taking the corners. And it depends, doesn't it? I mean, it depends on if the corner is going up or whether you're going down and around a corner as to what gear you might be in. Anyway, it's all good learning. So we've made it to the ferry. So you have to wait, obviously, for the other people to get off the ferry, and then the man comes and says, yes, you can get on now. And there seems to be 3 lanes on the ferry or barge, and he just tells you which lane that you should go into. And I think that we are in lane 3. So this is a big bump. Boing, boing. We're in lane, it's called lane 2. So the middle lane is 1, the right hand lane is 2, and the far lane must be 3. So we park up, we've got pole position, and we turn off the engine. You can see, my camera's a little bit wonky donkey there, but you can see the other barge on the other side coming across. So it's kind of like two-way traffic here. One goes in one direction and my other one goes in the
Wait,
other,
what?
and then they swap
No.
for the way back.
Yeah. Maybe it's just to keep you on the track. It's not.
I understand now when it flooded through here, things broke this wide.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see that we are moving very slowly across. And Marie and I are chit-chatting.
So does all the traffic go off to the left?
Oh, doing hand signals, trying to work out which way we go when we get off the other end.
Oh, right.
Turning on the engine in preparation for the dismount. I don't recall that I have ever been on this ferry or over this side in the 38 years that I've lived on the coast, so that's a bit crazy.
It's a bit of a drop.
I didn't look behind me to see how many cars were also on the barge, or ferry.
What a place! How beautiful!
But I guess given that we are at the front, we potentially get pole position to get off. So here's the man on our right opening up the gates for us. And away we go. We just let the car beside us go, and then off we went. Bit of a clonk to get off the other side, and we head around to the left and up this road a bit. There is a lovely pub that we went inside, had a toilet break, had a little rest. The food looked fabulous, but we did not eat here, but nevertheless it was lovely. And a beautiful park area on our right, that there were quite a few families there having a picnic. I thought that they were able to camp, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I think people just had what are they called, gazebos set up just for a bit of shade and a bit of area for them to sit. So this is the pub on our left, and there were lots of people here, so it's obviously a very popular spot. And we are just going to park ourselves around the back because there's not much parking. So there we go. First ferry ride for Ruby Renfield. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.